Hi lovelies, I'm Ariel and this is Maven Unmasked with Self-Care for the Caretaker, the emotional self through the lens of tarot with the suit of cups. There are 4 other videos in this series. We're talking about the mental self. Today we're talking about the emotional self. We also talk about the physical self, the spiritual self, and as well as some additional themes through the major arcana. So if you are a caretaker or know someone who is a caretaker and you think these videos could be of help to them, please be sure to watch, like, and share. Don't forget to subscribe as well. So again, we are talking about the emotional self with the suit of cups today. So I have 5 cards that I just wanted to talk to you about briefly. The first card we have is the Ace of Cups. So make sure you are refilling your own cup. Make sure your cup is full, because when we give and we give and we give, we can deplete ourselves. So know how to give as well as to be able to receive for yourself. Sometimes no one else is giving us the things that we need to receive. Sometimes we have to give them to us, whether that be time, space to breathe, a nice warm bath, relaxation, getting in tune with our spiritual selves, taking a break, eating some nourishing food, whatever it is. Also make sure to hydrate. Okay, seriously, especially if you find yourself doing a lot of crying, you can get dehydrated, feel even more depleted, especially if you're running around, you forget to take care of yourself and your physical body. Okay, so water, hydration, okay? But replenishing the spiritual self, replenishing your emotions, okay? Replenishing the love, because when we become so depleted, we can become short with the people that we're caring for, or short-tempered, less patient, and we don't want that, okay? Alrighty. Also, drinking water, staying hydrated, it helps with mental clarity as well, which is definitely needed when you're taking on a caretaker role. Okay, the next card we have is the Two of Cups. The Two of Cups. So I've said this, several times, but companionship, friendship, partnership is so important. Having somebody that you can spill to, who you can share with, who you can release to, who maybe understands what you're going through and your grief. Finding communion with another. Also finding communion and similarity and partnership with the person you're taking care of. And I also want to say with this that realizing that one day the roles may very well be reversed. So how would you want somebody to take care of you and your needs and your emotions when you're sick or when you're going through your own illness or dying process? Okay, trying to remember that and to be a reflection of that to the person that you're caring for. Put yourself in their shoes. You're building a relationship as you're caring for someone. Okay, nurture that relationship, grow it. The next card we have is the Five of Cups, and the Five of Cups is about loss and it's about grief. Okay, so find help for grief and depression, especially if you're someone who already struggles with depression and anxiety, and then you have to be a caretaker on top of it. It can really trigger a lot of things for you. Through my own process as a caretaker, I have found myself triggered, and I have found myself in depression by taking on this role. It's intense. It's a hardcore role, and an upstanding role. It's a beautiful thing to do, but it brings up a lot of fear, a lot of grief, a lot of emotions. So learn to connect with your grief, to understand your grief, to understand that although the person may not have passed yet, or maybe doesn't have a terminal illness, that you're still going through a grieving process. You really are. You're having to learn to accept and to deal with fear and going through denial and with anger and, the highs and the lows, the Kubler-Ross's, cycle of 7 stages of grief. All of that, seeing a grief counselor, going to therapy, honoring your emotions, okay? Working with a stone like Apache's tear is great for dealing with grief and heavy emotions of that nature, okay? The next card we have here is the Six of Cups. And the Six of Cups is about childhood memories. It's about nostalgia. Take a trip down memory lane. If this is a person in your family you're caring for, pull out the photo album. You know, watch their eyes light up as you flip through the pictures. Share a laugh. You know, talk about, you know, old shows you used to watch or trips you used to take, things you used to do, funny moments, funny memories, old family dinners, the other people in the family who have passed and wonderful memories shared with them. Revisit the happy times, revisit happy memories, share your joy with them. Remembering the happy times together is such a beautiful thing, and it strengthens that bond that you have, and it cheers them up and it cheers you up too. It lightens the energy. Okay? Don't forget the memories. Okay? And then lastly, for taking care of the emotional self, we have the Seven of Cups. And the Seven of Cups is really about feeling so overwhelmed because there's so many options, there's so many things to do, so much to choose from, so much to pick from. Okay? And it's really about handling one thing at a time. Okay? Do one thing at a time and do it well. You know? Learning how to master one thing at a time, because when you have your hand in so many different pots, things can fall through the cracks. Things, you know, don't get done, completed efficiently. Things get left behind, all of that kind of thing. So to keep it from being too overwhelming to the point that you have an anxiety attack, try to focus on one thing at a time. Or when there's so many emotions, anger, grief, sadness, depression, anxiety, resentment, bitterness, feeling lost and confused, okay? Really try and focus on tackling one of those at a time, okay? One step at a time, one day at a time, okay? Slowly but surely. Alrighty, but I am Ariel, and this has been Maven Unmasked with self-care for the caretaker through the lens of tarot, with care for the emotional self and the Suit of Cups. If you'd like to book a reading with me, please be sure to check out my website, www.mavenunmasked.com, and go on over and click the Book a Readings tab. It would be an honor and a pleasure to work with you, lovelies, and so much love to all of you caretakers out there. Bye.